This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Cape Rugby TV. Big thanks to our partners on board with us here at Cape Rugby TV. Score Energy Drinks, as you know, Score is of course on board with Western Province Club Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens, and hopefully during the course of the year we'll still see some Sevens. We'll see what happens with that. Of course, a big thanks to our partners Thorburn Security Solutions and Yes Electrical down on Voortrekker Road. Folks, we've got a full show for you this evening. In a second or so we'll be crossing to DHL Stormers team manager Chippy Solomons. He's going to tell us a little bit of what's happening behind the scenes of the Stormers. We'll speak to Gershwin Lades. He is the chairman of a Strand Rugby Football Club. They've got an outreach project there that people can get involved in, as well as with Delft Rugby Football Club. You'll remember we had A.B. Marcus on the show not so long ago, and he gave us an update as to what they were doing in Delft. And then we'll catch up with Aslam Abrams. He's head coach at Vineyards. And Vineyards have been doing their outreach projects now for the last 10 weeks or so, and they carry on doing that, and certainly all of the clubs we're talking to at the moment can do with your help. And then we go across to Faisal Felton from Western Province Rugby. As we know, they are staying active, and we'll find out a little bit more from Faisal about what the clubs are busy doing at the moment with regards to the administrative space. But right now, on the line with us, and we haven't spoken to him for a long time, and the last time we saw him was, of course, on the side of the field, DHL Stormers team manager Chippy Solomons. Chippy, great seeing you again.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and good evening to all the people out there, the listeners, and those that's watching the show. It's been a while, yeah, and I always believe that absence makes the heart grows fonder.
Well, yeah, it's been difficult times, Chip. I mean, like I say, we haven't seen you for 4 months. 4 months ago, we were on the field every week. Guys were getting ready for big things. It was all positive, and all of a sudden lockdown. I mean, it's been difficult for you guys.
Yeah, you know, JP, so just before we played the Sharks in Durban, we were all set to travel the Tuesday to Argentina. Everything was done, flights booked, hotels booked, transportation sorted out, kit arranged for everybody else. Yeah, and then after the game, we got the news that we're no longer traveling. Wow. What a shocker.
But the guys seem to have dealt with it well. I mean, we've spoken to Dabo, and we've spoken to some of the players, and it did come across over the last 4 months that your experience as a team, your experience of working with new challenges, it actually worked for you guys in a way that you were able to structure the challenge.
Yeah, well, the first thing we did was to ensure that all our players could stay active, and therefore we, in conjunction with Virgin Active and our equipment at HBC, we provided every single player in the squad with either a watt bike, a spinning bike, and some weights, excess weights to keep on training.
Yeah.
And I must say the players have responded unbelievably in the way they collected the equipment. They've taken care of their equipment for the last 4 months, and they've been busy working hard. I can tell you they were running every morning, and then they would gym, and all on their own.
Yeah.
And dedication to your job.
Well, in addition to that, we see that you guys recently did something in Oosterrivier with African Bank, and you went out and did a outreach project there.
Yeah, that was in conjunction with Western Province clubs, Faisal and his team. And African Bank, who is a club sponsor. So they've invited the players to form part of that whole days of activities. First of all, they provided 350 kids with a lunch for the day, and also then provided them with food parcels for their families. It wasn't just a small pack. So when we do food parcels, it's not about individual. We're providing for families. So, you know, and it must sustain them for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Just allow me to share the thing about the Brackengate Field Hospital, where we were quite instrumental in assisting the Western Cape Government Health Department. They requested they needed some hands to put together this hospital, which was, it's in Brackengate. It's a new facility built in just over a month and forms part of the Hospital of Hope initiative, which seeks to cover the projected shortfall of beds required during the pandemic. So we took two groups of players, one from 7 in the morning till about 11 in the morning, to start packing down, unloading the trucks, packing out the beds, setting up the beds, making up the beds. And that was a whole day's project, but we took 2 groups and we stuck to the protocols. But yeah, it's just things that it's unbelievable the way players, normally when you have marketing events, you must always remind the player 3-4 times. But in this instances where players could contribute of themselves willingly.
Chippy, it's been fascinating to I mean, even amongst all these challenges for the players, then eventually they get back on the park, and this is it now. Finally, you guys have been able to get back on the park. In fact, we spoke to Jerome the other day, and he said that the players were so excited just because they were able to put their hands on a ball again, something that is we took for granted. We never thought how exciting that would be, but the guys must be happy to be running a bit now in the park.
Yeah, look, without mentioning dates and timelines, we've been busy quite a while. Initially, we had individuals coming in. We've been treating and looking after our injured players. The rehab programs has been going on almost continually.
Yeah.
But other than that, we first had individuals coming in. We had 2 guys in the gym. Can you imagine 2 guys in the gym training there for an hour, where they're used to having about 15 to 20 guys having a lot of fun. So our day started at 7 in the morning, and it goes on to 4:30 in the afternoon. Fortunately, we have the facility to make it happen. So we would have 5 guys in the gym, 5 guys in the prehab room where we do stretches and do all the niggles and things. And then we have 5 guys on the one field, 5 guys on the other field. So in essence, we'd have about 20 guys busy preparing, doing their running, doing their fitness, getting their hands onto the ball. And the funny thing is, after every group has trained in the gym, it must be sanitized.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, we're also looking out to our players' welfare.
Yeah.
It has to happen. Wherever they go, we must ensure that they learn the process now while they come to HBC. And when they leave there, they also understand that they have to pursue that way of lifestyle to ensure that they stay COVID-free. Just one more thing, I don't know if you heard about it, but Faisal has been doing amazing work behind the scenes, and there's a big drive planned to hand out some food parcels to all our clubs in the Western Province soon. Mid-August, Western Province Rugby and the players will reach out to our clubs in the form of food parcel donations, and the players will all be there to hand out the parcels. The clubs will collect it at Newlands, I think, and we'll be part of that.
That's a fantastic initiative, and we have actually, in fact, we've got Faisal Felton from Western Province scheduled to catch up with us during the course of the show, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that food drive that you're busy with, and we're aware that the Stormers are going to be involved, so we're looking forward to that and getting the camera out there and showing the players in action, so to speak, in action, and that's a fantastic initiative, Chippy. Really, it just goes again to show what the world of rugby can do to contribute.
Absolutely, JP. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Just on a last note, we've got to ask you, Jerome was telling us that you gave the club coaches a little bit of a workshop on club management and how to be a manager. And that sounded like that was right up your alley and that you loved every minute of that.
Yeah, I just love sharing my experiences because I think I have a lot to offer the game. Whether it's coaching, managing, in our days we used to rep the game, we used to do massages, we used to strap, and we used to do the lines. Yeah. And that was all part of a day's rugby. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to share. And the managers and even the coaches are keen. If they're keen, they can contact me. I'll gladly help them and give them some advice on how to develop and prepare a professional team to be able to succeed at the end of the season.
100%. I think we will keep those wheels turning. We'll keep everybody connected and engaged for as long as we can. And we've already been saying that this is very exciting at the moment because we all know how exciting pre-season can be. And right now, we're just looking at it in the sense of we basically have a very long, lekker pre-season ahead of us.
Yeah, unbelievable. The longest pre-season I've ever had. Middle of the year.
Absolutely. Fantastic, Chip. It's nice to see a smile there, and I'm sure everyone watching right now is going to be smiling with you.
Thank you, everybody. God bless.
There we go, folks. Chippy Solomon, of course, the manager at the DHL Stormers. He's been around a long time, knows the world of West Brom's club rugby inside out, and it's really great to be chatting with him and see a smile on his face. And we know just how busy the DHL Stormers are behind the scenes. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll be catching up with Gershwin Lade. He's, of course, a chairman over at Strand. They're playing in Super League C, and they're busy with some fantastic outreach projects. We'll find out what they're doing in a sec.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.
Welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV. We carry on reaching out to our friends of Western Province Club Rugby. Of course, as we know, difficult times at the moment, but nevertheless, it is good to see that the clubs out there are remaining in good spirits. It has been so fantastic talking there to Chippy Solomons and just seeing how much they're also contributing to the process, and that the players are in good spirit. But joining me on the line now, the chairman of Strand United, or at least not Strand United, Strand. That was a slip. Gershwin, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, heavens. That's a great way to get a smile on your face.
Yeah. But Strand United are very good friends of ours. So, yeah, basically we're in the same town.
Yes, it took me many years to learn my lessons in terms of these things. But it's great to see you, Meneer. It's great to see a smile on your side as well. How are things going at Strand?
Yeah, you know, with no rugby, it's a bit quiet, too quiet maybe, but we're keeping in contact, so everything's fine.
2020, of course, though, not easy. Started off everybody pre-season, ready to go, pre-season fixtures and friendlies, and all of a sudden there's COVID. Are you able to at least be in touch with the players?
Yeah. No, we are in touch quite often. Yeah, you know, you said that 2020 started off so well. Coach Zemain had our players in such good physical condition, mentally prepared, and then COVID struck. But what can one do?
So a lot of the players and managers and administrators, people like yourself, have moved your energy from the field, where we now know there's not going to be any club rugby. You've moved the energy from the field, but you've been doing this for a while as well now, moving the energy of focus of training and so on to supporting local neighborhoods, supporting the players on your side. You guys also busy with some fantastic initiatives.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've realized that COVID came very unexpected, and a lot of people couldn't work because of it, which basically means there's no income in households. So we got together and we decided, but there's something we'll have to do in order to help the struggling people. So we've approached Premier Foods, better known as Blue Ribbon Bread. We applied for a donation, and they very easily came on board and said they'll help us. And now we receive a weekly bread donation from them, which we sort of distribute now to the families whom we have identified as the ones really struggling.
So how do you do that then, Gershwin? Is it a question of players and management, and then you distribute on out there? I mean, do you put it together? Do you pack the sandwiches yourself, or how does it work?
Yeah, it's basically the management and a few players, and because most of our players live in the underprivileged areas, it was quite easy to identify those households where there are drastic needs, where there's a real struggle. So we distribute bread to them, and depending on other donations which we get from individuals or members in the community, we either deliver a bowl of soup with it or some bologna with it, whatever we can get hold of.
Big challenges, Gershwin. For folks that want to contribute to that, are they able to reach out to you, and are you open for donations and sponsors and partners to partner with you on your projects?
Yes, JP, we're definitely open for donations and sponsors. And people can basically contact us via our Facebook page or WhatsApp number. And yeah, basically, I think Facebook will be the preferred method. But we are open for everything what we can get to help the people who are so hungry these days.
So that's a partnership on your side then, together with Premier Foods. As you say, they're known as Blue Ribbon. Of course, your Facebook page is, I suppose people can just jump on Facebook and do a search for Strand Rugby Football Club.
Yeah, just basically Strand Rugby Club or Strand Rugby Club News. They will find us easily, and if they want to donate, they can donate, and we would welcome it. And they can even help us if they want to see the people who we distribute the bread to, or we are helping. They can join us on a Saturday morning and on a Friday evening.
That's fantastic. Gershwin, on a last note before we go, Super League C was never going to be easy in 2020. Did you guys have some idea where your big challenges were going to lie?
Yeah, JP, look, we missed out narrowly last year. It was very hard, but we really believed at the beginning of 2020, end of last year, that we'll make it. We'll definitely we definitely wanted to take Super League C this year, and I mean, Jermaine Brinkhuis did a wonderful job with the players in preseason, and mentally and physically they were prepared. So it's a pity COVID came, because 2020 could have been a big year for us. But we really don't want to remain in Super League C. We know we can do our best in Super League B. So yeah, pity for COVID.
Yeah, hard. It is hard, but we're not taking our foot off the rugby gas. We're going to be talking to you guys all the time. We're going to make sure that your players stay connected to your club and that they know why they need to be a member of your club. And we're saying to everybody, we think of it now as just a very long preseason.
Yeah. But it's also good to have this break, because now you can plan for next year. You can put in some decent planning and everything. So the break isn't unwelcome, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, that's a positive. It's a positive way to look at it. Yeah, there's we've spoken to Chippy Solomons. We're speaking to Faisal from Western Province Rugby. We know that you guys are busy with all sorts of administrative courses and box smart courses and referees courses and all that. So that is great news.
Yeah.
So, Gershwin, we'll leave it at that, and we'll say from our side, we'll follow your progress, and hopefully a lot of people will jump on Facebook and go and look for Strand Rugby Football Club or Strand Rugby News and contribute. And we say to you, stay safe out there and look after yourselves.
And thank you to you and Cape TV as well, JP, for this opportunity just to say what we can do and how people can join us.
Thanks, Gershwin. There we go, folks. Gershwin Lades, of course, chairman at the Strand Rugby Football Club. And as you heard, anybody that wants to help, please go and do a search on Facebook for Strand Rugby Football Club. They will appreciate any help that you can get. As you can see, they've already got a partnership going with Premier Foods and, as we know, Blue Ribbon Bread. So just go and do a search there on Facebook, and if you can help in any way, I'm sure Gershwin and his team will be most grateful for any support that you can offer. Folks, when we come back from the break, we'll catch up with Faisal Felton from Western Province Rugby. They are currently very busy with their staying in contact with the clubs, and we'll catch up with him about some of the online activities that they'll be doing over the next few months. Back in a sec.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.
Welcome back, everybody. It's, of course, Cape Rugby TV time. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. We reach out to our friends of Western Province, the clubs out there, the coaches, the administrators, players where possible. And, of course, Western Province Rugby at the moment not sitting back, staying very active. And we had to, of course, find out about some of these activities. Been catching up with Faisal Felton, of course, from Western Province Rugby. Faisal joins me on the line now. Faisal, how are things on your side?
Good evening, JP. Under circumstances, going well, going good. Just obviously would have liked to have a club season this year, but yeah, it's one of those things that's very unfortunate.
Faisal, but having said that, you and I, obviously we catch up on a regular basis. We speak to you, we speak to Jerome, we speak to Labib, we just spoke to Chippy Solomons. The Stormers themselves back at training, again within those very strict regulations, but there does seem to be a positive spirit in Western Province Rugby.
No, definitely, JP. I think from our side, we're all looking forward, hoping the season, that the team will be playing very soon. I think, as you said, the team is busy training. Everybody's back. The spirit is high. I think from a player side, the mere fact of them being able to be on the field and running, obviously, COVID regulations, they're still practicing in groups. There's no full-on contact or anything like that. But I think just the mere fact of being able to run out, I think, it's a matter of us now having to adjust and basically, I think, sort of living with the virus and working within those confinements in terms of the regulation and what's required and as far as the virus is concerned.
And from a club rugby perspective, I mean, you guys in the last month, you've been engaging with all of the clubs out there in terms of the digital platform with regards to a lot of your administrative matters.
No, definitely. We've just concluded now. We've had our regional meetings. We've concluded our meetings last night. We've just got the Siemensburg region that we're meeting on Thursday. But other than that, we've had 8 meetings within the various regions. It's been very positive. I must say, in terms of, the virtual, all the clubs were present. So we had a full-on, sort of meeting attendance and that. And I think the one positive thing is the guys are very active within their clubs, whether it's, looking at community work, community projects that they're running, but also from an administrative side. So I think the good thing from our side is that, we are looking at workshops, whether it's from the Lotto side that we're going to be active with the clubs, and also from a club side in terms of our marketing, media, and our sponsorship workshops. So should COVID regulation, be lifted and things change, there is a strong possibility, I think, from our side that we are prepared that, the possibility of maybe a sevens or, a tournament that takes place. So from a club perspective, the guys are very positive under circumstances. And like I said, everything is dependent in terms of regulation.
Faisal, one of the things that we've noticed, we're going to talk to you a little bit more about the lockdown component and the administrative courses that you're doing in a second. But from our side, what's been particularly impressive is just how many of the clubs have taken the bull by the horn, so to speak, to reach out to their to support structures for their players and local neighbours to help where they can. I mean, it's been incredible. We're speaking to one club after the next that has got outreach projects.
No, definitely, JP. I think from the union side in our meetings that we've had, we're fortunate enough to partner with United Ways, who have made available food parcels, and which from our side we will be utilising the clubs in terms of distribution and getting out to the community. So with the clubs projects that they're running, I think from the union side we're partnering with them and reaching out to as many communities and individuals that's needing assistance. So like I said, we're very happy to have United Way on board in terms of assisting us. They've made available 1,000 parcels, which from our side we will distribute now to each and every household. The one thing is, from our, the parcel would feed a family of 6. So I think from a club side, everybody is on board. We're getting feedback in terms of those individuals that are needing assistance and help. So for the next 2 weeks, I think from a club side, we're actively involved in trying to roll out this, project into the various communities and that there. So, yeah.
For how hard things are out there for many people at the moment, that is something that's really impressive. Tell us a little bit more about United Way.
Yeah, United Way is a partner that we've had. So from an educational aspect, in terms of getting out into the communities and assisting and helping, that's where their focus is. So from their side, as I said, they are fortunate enough that, through 3M International, they've been fortunate enough in terms of being identified as one of the, support structures in Africa in terms of supporting, within Africa. And I think from Western Province's side, they are rolling out across the country. We are fortunate enough to be partner with them due to the projects that we've run in the past, where we've assisted and helped as far as education is concerned. So one of the key elements in terms of the rollout to the clubs and to the communities is that there's got to be a child involved or part of that household. I think the idea is that it becomes a long term, it's not a short term once off. The idea is that we're hopefully trying to secure additional support and funding that we can roll out to these communities. And that. So 15th of August is the rollout at Newlands. The idea is this, the Stormers players will be involved in terms of rolling out, assisting with the distribution. Obviously, everything is COVID compliant in terms of the amount. The reason for Newlands is basically in terms of the communities and with regards to COVID compliance and that. So we've put a whole COVID regulation protocol in place for the day. Basically, the club champion will come to Newlands, collect the parcels on behalf of the community, and basically the distribution will be done by the clubs. I think the clubs know the people within their communities that are in need, and this is, like I said, just something small from Western Province Club Rugby in terms of trying to assist and help where we can.
It certainly doesn't sound small, and I think what you're doing there is going to. It sounds big, and it certainly sounds like it's going to make a big difference in people's lives out there. So Faisal, that's fantastic, and that looks like a great initiative, and obviously we'll give that as much exposure as we can. Let's quickly talk a little bit about your activities over the next few months. You seem to be focusing a lot now on the administrative side. We've heard you speak in the past about referees courses and coaching courses and those components. Tell us specifically what's coming up now for clubs over the next couple of months.
Oh, JP, as you said, now the one thing is our media workshop that we are planning in terms of getting out to all the clubs, media, we've got a marketing and we've got a sponsorship. As I said, the whole thing is about building the clubs and trying to strengthen the clubs. As you know, I think our club rugby is strong when it comes to on the field and participation. Yeah. Everybody's focused there. I think with COVID has given us an opportunity now to basically strengthen our club structures and that there. And I think the one thing that we're also looking at doing is in terms of, government, as you're aware, in terms of the transformation charter, putting sort of some goals from the club side in terms of what is required from them. So we are going to put little goals and sort of in terms of what the clubs need to do, what needs to be in place. And I think the one other thing is we're trying to align ourselves from AGMs and in terms of constitutions. So it's small little things that in the past we've taken for granted, but I think now we're focusing on trying to see how we can strengthen clubs, looking at constitutions as well.
Okay, Faisal, well, we're going to have to then catch up with you in the next couple of days to find out about all the progress and what's coming up and your itinerary for the year. But it certainly looks like rugby is staying very active. Maybe not on the field, but generally very active.
Definitely. Thanks, JP, and thanks again, to all listeners and that there. Wish you well. Stay safe, and keep well. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Faisal. Great catching up with Faisal Felton there, folks. Of course, as you can see, they're very busy at the moment. Western Province Rugby, they've partnered with United Ways. They've got 1,000 food parcels that's going to each feed a family of 6. It's very impressive, and that's great stuff. Great work being done at the moment there by the Western Province Rugby administrative structures. Of course, looking forward to their media marketing and sponsorship workshops, as well as a lotto workshop. So quite a bit coming up still during the course of the year to keep the clubs busy. Folks, when we come back from the break, we'll be catching up with Aslam Abrams. He is, of course, head coach at Vineyards. Vineyards has been busy with their outreach project on their side for more than 10 weeks now. We're looking really forward to catching up with Aslam, head coach of Vineyards. Don't go away. Back in a second.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV, and we carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. And for those of you who've been watching the show over the last few weeks, you will know that there's a tremendous amount of outreach projects happening at the moment. And one of the clubs that we spoke to a few weeks ago was Vineyards. Vineyards started off straight away by helping in their area, and we showed some fantastic footage there, and the guys really have been busy with an incredible initiatives. And we thought we've got to catch up with Aslam Abrams, the head coach of Vineyards, just to find out how things have been going and how it all started and where they're at now. And joining us on the line is Aslam, head coach of Vineyards. Aslam, it's great to have you back on the show. How are things on your side?
Good day, JP. Things is looking great. Everybody is still energized and everything. We had some players having the COVID-19, but they're all good at this moment. And thanks for having me back again.
Well, it's great to have you back, and we're so happy to hear that the players are healthy and in good shape. We know that this is difficult, of course, at the moment. Everybody has to be very careful with all the lockdown regulations. Aslam, let's catch up a little bit. Let's play a little bit of history. We spoke to you about 6 weeks ago when you guys had started your initial outreach project. Maybe for the viewers out there that are watching now for the first time, just tell us, how did you start and how did it roll out?
JP, in the first week of lockdown, we realized that there's a bigger picture out there. People needing help and don't have work at this moment, don't have money that's coming in. So we thought that the club Vineyards, we had a great game just before lockdown, you know about it, and we made some money. And we thought that obviously this money can be used for better, for something bigger out there. And we started with parcels. That was the second week of lockdown. We started off giving out parcels to our players that are in need at that moment. That was the second week. The fourth week of lockdown, if I must go through that, the fourth week of lockdown, we had a player, one of Vineyards products, playing for the Stormers, Western Province, Salman Murad, joining us, and we did it yet again with the parcels, giving out the parcels. We then focused ourselves on giving just food and not parcels anymore. We're working on it maybe for this Saturday or for next week Saturday, giving out food again. Then this will be our 10th time that we're giving out parcels or food to the people out there at this moment.
So that's 10 weeks of outreach, Aslam. I mean, it's quite incredible what you guys are doing. And we know that just how challenging it is to be able to do it week in and week out, to have that sort of support. It's difficult for everybody out there. Just tell us a little bit about your support structures. Obviously, it's a Vineyards initiative, and you seem to be driving the initiative. Are the players involved?
JP, yes, it's actually coming from the top. Our management are driving this through me, myself, Muhammad Patel, and Hisham Abrams. Muhammad was the guy that initiated a year ago with the juniors. After practice, they get food. After a game, they get food, if it's bread, if it's soup. But he got that for the children. So when lockdown started, he came to us and he said, listen here, this is the problem. Can we do something about it? And we reached out at first to our players to give them parcels, stuff like that. But the problem is getting so big now that we're reaching out to the community.
For the benefit of the folks that are watching out there, the fans and people up country even who want to understand, which areas are you helping in?
We're focusing on from where our players and supporters are coming from. It will be Groenewald, it will be Chicago, it will be Amsterdam. And we take it from, we're doing it the whole of Paul. So like this weekend, we know that there is an NGO doing Groenewald, and we know there's an NGO doing Amsterdam. So we'll look at giving it to Chicago and go out there and give to the people in Chicago where there's need this weekend.
For people who are watching and want to get involved, are the doors open? Are the doors open for companies to help you, for individuals to help you? Is that something that is in need at Vineyards?
JP, the door is open for anybody, for everybody. If you have something, bring it to us. Even if it's small, where we can use something, we'll take it. I've got a place called Riwa that's supporting us. I've got a gentleman here that he just walks into my shop, he gives and he walks out. I can't say his name. We've got a guy from Paul Juan Tutsia. He just drops or he gives me a call, listen here, come fetch some meat. And even if it's small, JP, we will appreciate it. And everything, even if you just come help us, make the fire or with a pot of food, anything is possible if people pull irons together.
So we've got a Rewa Foundation there. I'm sorry, I have to repeat a little bit some of the things that you said to make sure folks can hear you. But the Rewa Foundation is helping you at the moment, and you've got someone there, a gentleman there who helped you without any expectation, as Juan could see. How do the folks reach you, Aslam, for people who want to get involved and support vineyards? And I think obviously this is a fantastic way to support, because it's an organized structure. Your club is organized, you have management, you have a team structure, an environment where people are supporting you, that they know that there's an organized structure, as in a club rugby structure, that is actually going to make sure that there's that their investment is helping you in the right place. But how do people get involved with you? What's the best way to contact you?
JP, they can contact us on Vineyard's Facebook page, or 90% of the people in Paul knows where my shop is, BB Soft Drinks in New Street in Paul. They can come in, they can drop the stuff. We will keep the stuff here until we have enough stuff to give to the people, or enough stuff to make a pot of food. And JP, like this guy, the first 2 weeks that he gave me the meat, I took photos, I sent it to him. The third week he tells me, listen here, I trust you. Don't send me the photos. I'm giving it to you. Go give to the people. If you can't, you can't. I understand that.
Aslam, we're gonna leave it at that. So if folks want to get hold of you, BB Soft Drinks is your shop in the Paarl area. They can come to you at BB Soft Drinks, and they can also find you on your Vineyards Facebook page and reach out to you there and get involved. And if they want to join you on the project day itself, then they can do that.
They're most welcome, JP.
Aslam, we're going to leave it at that. And we say to you, well done on all the work that you're doing at the moment. I think there are a lot of people out there that need structures like yourself to deploy the support at ground level. So I think we tip our hat to you on that side, Aslam, and we obviously pass from our side our very best to you and the management and the players, and to stay safe. And hopefully everybody that's watching right now in your area, they'll reach out to you guys and get involved somehow.
Thank you, JP, and thank you for Cape TV. JP, the last time we spoke, after the clip, a lot of people came to us. People helped us, and so thank you to you as well.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure. And if we get those kind of success stories where we know that we're talking about your success story, we know it's working. And so we'll follow your progress all the way, and we'll keep telling people out there to keep supporting you. And we look forward to catching up with you soon.
Thank you, JP, and stay safe out there. Thank you very much.
There we go, folks. Aslam Abrams is, of course, a head coach at Vineyards, and there you heard it firsthand. Reach out to Vineyards Rugby Football Club. They're busy with an incredible initiative out there, folks. We know how much is needed at the moment, and they're very active in the Chicago area, the Groeneville area, but as he said, very much in the Paarl region, which is, of course, where Vineyards is. And if you invest and support there with Vineyards Rugby Football Club, you at least know that you're in good hands, and that what you're doing is going to a very worthy cause in the area. So folks, if you can reach out, BB Soft Drinks is of course in the Paarl area, and otherwise find Vineyards on their Facebook page. Please support them if you have the ability to support. Folks, we're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Back in a sec.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.
Right, welcome back everybody. Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. If you want to win for yourself a case of Score energy drinks, then all you need to do is SMS the word SCORE to 33090. 33090, just SMS the word SCORE to 33090 and you put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score energy drinks. As you know, Score's of course on board with Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Congratulations to last week's winner, Mervyn Pitts. Mervyn, you walk away with a case of Score energy drinks, and someone from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you shortly. Folks, as you know, over the last few weeks, several outreach projects have been happening. And one of the clubs that we touched base with not so long ago was, of course, Delft Rugby Football Club. AB Marcus is the treasurer over at Delft Rugby Football Club, and they've been busy supporting in their neighborhoods. Folks, we thought we would catch up again with AB to find out how their projects have been going and what it is that they're busy with at the moment and where it is that they're going. AB, it's nice to have you on the show, Meneer. How are things on your side?
Things are going okay. We're still healthy at home, and our team players are also healthy. No sad news.
Well, AB, I mean, I suppose that's the most important thing is that people are healthy and safety, and especially under these conditions at the moment. But let's talk a little bit about what we spoke about last time we had you on the show. You guys were quite active already as a club structure, knowing again that the games might be postponed and the lockdown was there. A few weeks ago, you were telling us about your outreach project that you did then. Let's just do a quick recap for the people who maybe didn't see the show then. Tell us about what you did do.
Yes, we're busy with the outreach program in Delft South. It's a very disadvantaged area of the Delft area, where there's a big need in the area. So what we're doing, we feed about 80 to 100 children in a weekly basis on a Monday. Our President, Mr. Frank Winvogel, he's actually the main person that's steering that initiative. So we would like to extend that to a further, maybe on a Thursday or on a Saturday, if we have the funds. At the moment, we don't have any funds. It's only coming from our pockets. So it's an initiative that we're taking up because there's really a need in the area in Delft.
Yeah.
There is other organizations also, but the more we can do, the better. And there's a lot of people that need.
Absolutely. You're currently helping in the Delft South and Voorbrug area.
That's correct, yes. We're going on Saturday to Meerle Street in Voorbrug, where we're going to feed the children there as well, but mostly in the Delft South area where there's really a bigger need. Not that the Voorbrug area is no need, but there is, in all areas in Delft is a need, but a bigger need is in Delft South.
You're currently doing it, you say on Mondays, but you're aiming to try and do it maybe more than once a week.
That's really our aim. At the moment, we're feeding only 80 to 100 children. We concentrate on the children because the children is more in need as the adults, but we're not sending away the adults. They're also hungry. So, but the first priority is the children. So we want to extend it if we have really funds that can support us.
So the initiative is really being pioneered from a Delft side, together with your president Frank Winvogel, and you're jumping on board there. I'm assuming some of the players are maybe helping with handing out the food on the day.
It's not all of the players. A lot of players are working, but some of them volunteer to help whenever they're off. Especially now on the Saturday, I did contact a couple of players that's gonna come and help. Especially if that's why we made it on a Saturday, so that they who work, they can still be involved. So that is also the main aim, to get them on board as well.
And what are the type of needs that you have at Delft? What type of donations could people who maybe are watching the show right now, or maybe live in the area, who see that they might have the ability to help? What are the type of donations that is useful for you?
Well, so it's just the basic donations. It's like the potatoes, onions, any tins will help. As long as we just make a pot of food for them, like soup, anything vegetables, anything from that respect, that will be appreciated. So I think potatoes and onions, very expensive nowadays, almost 60 rand a pocket of potato. So that's actually the most need, and then tins whenever they can will be appreciated.
AB, what you guys are doing is fantastic. What you guys are doing is incredible. We know that everybody needs help out there right now, and from you guys really do need a big pat on the back. So to you and Frank Windvogel and your players that are contributing, really well done. I think everybody out there is obviously appreciating it greatly. Where's a good drop-off point, maybe for people to drop off groceries?
JP, the main drop-off point can be at the clubhouse in the Voorbrug in Delft. Yeah. It's just before the police station in Voorbrug. There is a security and a groundsman on the field. That can accept the donations and they can store it, and if people want to drop off one, they're welcome to do that.
So anything that I mean, groceries, food wise, that can go into a food mix will be useful. Things like you say, like potatoes and onions and veggies and so on.
Everything that goes in a pot, that will help. Actually, fruit will also do.
Fruit,
anything.
Tins. Okay, so anything food-wise, folks can drop off at the Delft Rugby Football Club.
They can do that, dear Preppy. We're much appreciated. We will really appreciate it, because the more we can feed, the better. Because the need is really out there.
Yeah, well, hopefully folks that are watching right now will contribute, and you'll be able to get to that target of doing it more than once a week, and that you maybe even will be able to feed more than 80 to 100 kids. It's very difficult out there. AB, we'll keep pushing the message from our side, and hopefully folks will reach out again for our side. Well done out there.
No, thank you very much, AP. I really appreciate it, and we will keep on doing the good work. And actually said that the rugby it's called off, but we're preparing for next year. So,
well, yes, that's right. Preparing. You've got a pre-season. You're doing pre-season now.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the government to give us go ahead to go on the field. That's all. We all set up and everything ready.
Oh, that's great stuff. AB, we'll leave it at that, and we'll say to you again. Oh, there's your mask. Let's see the Delft. Is that Delft mask?
That's correct, JP. This is the deal that we supported CTC Sports, and we got it from them, and we sell it to the players just for a small extra buck for the club for financial.
So those masks are available from CTC Sports. You buy it from them and you sell it on, and those are Delft Rugby branded masks.
That's correct, JP. That's correct.
You have to put it on for us one more time that we can see. There we go.
There we go, JB.
Wow, there's there we go, folks. AB, okay, so there's your Delft mask. That looks great.
Thank you, JP.
So, AB, we'll leave it at that, and then I think that's a fantastic demonstration there, of course, of just how our sports leaders are leading the way. We know that the president has said masks are mandatory. AB, we'll leave it at that, and we'll catch up with you soon, and we pass on our best wishes to everybody that side, and obviously to stay safe under these conditions.
Thank you very much, JP. Thank you for the opportunity. God bless.
Thanks, AB.
Thank you.
There we go, folks. AB Marcus, of course, the treasurer at Delft Rugby Football Club. They're feeding 80 to 100 kids at the moment, once a week. If you can support in any way out there, please. You've seen our WhatsApp line. I'm putting it out there again now. There's the shout out line. If you need to get hold of AB, please use this number. You can send the number to so that we can put you in touch with AB at the Delft Rugby Football Club. If you can contribute in any way, there you see the number on the screen. We normally use this number for shout outs for your videos and your messages, but you're welcome to send your contact details to this number, and we can then pass your messages on to AB Marcus there. That number 079 690 3550. The number is always on the screen during the course of the show. You will never miss that number, and you can use that number to reach out to the Delft Rugby Football Club. They're doing incredible things out there at the moment, folks, and right now, as we know, everybody needs your help. If you can contribute in any way, all of those support process whether it be funds or groceries or anything that you can support with, tools or utensils, please do so. We'll pass on those details to the club structures that you are looking to support. A.B. Marcus and his team there from Delft Rugby Football Club helping at the moment. Right, folks, that's a wrap from us here at Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. We know that conditions are very difficult there at the moment. We know people are really struggling, and from a Cape Rugby perspective, we tip our hat to all of those club organisations that are making such a valiant effort out there. Really, it goes to show just how the sport of rugby can contribute into the community structures. That's a wrap from us, folks. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.